guys? Welcome back to the WLTCG podcast. It is just like the color blue in Force of Will. Borderline useless, but very good for support. I'm just kidding. Best. Again, usual cast members. Roderick, Sam, Hoel. Today we got some more spoilers for you. Not all of them, but some. And we're going to go over some other things about Force of Will, such as the meta and where it's headed, and the cards we see and the cards we like. So let's get started. Hoel, first card. Go.
Okay, let's brush through some reprints. Hector, it's bad. Don't even need to know what it does. Demon Flame, it's gonna be good. Don't know when. It could be.
I mean, it's good with Sandstorm at least.
Yeah. It's pay one, delete a dude.
I think it just depends on how easy we're gonna be able to ping stuff. Like, I mean, it's not gonna be like Mikage level because there's like ping dead.
Let me refer to you to the part where Sam said Sandstorm.
Yeah,
so
but that's
Divinity.
Yeah.
But good Divinity.
It's good Divinity. But I mean, it's kind of hard to beat the Mikage level Demon Flames and stuff.
Of course.
You also
Mikage
have
is the best
Sanguine
card.
Arena that got reprinted. When I saw that card, I was like, they better bring back Demon
It
Flame.
gets rid of Nyarlathotep taps.
Okay, never mind. I take that back. All right, so
Roger's like, you know what? Instead, don't play that card.
No.
let's
I'm just gonna be
Okay.
like, banish a moon. I won't force you to do it because now you're gonna do it.
But no, Demon Flame, I think you'll see some play. Don't know
definitely.
when.
It's definitely not a Thunder
Immediately.
No.
but
Um,
I think it's good tech.
And I
Guinevere.
think the best reprint for Red, our girl Guinevere's back.
They done good.
I first saw this coming, and thus I have now 4 stamped.
Same
Guineveres.
here.
They done goofed.
Sam gave me the hookup. He was like, yo, hello. He like sent me a Facebook message like, you need to pick up stamp Gwens. I'm like, why? He's like, just do it.
Just do it. I don't have any inside information in case anyone was wondering. It's just a really good guess. Trust me. Honestly, my first guess was that it was going to come in the set, so
Yeah.
I was wrong. But I knew that was going to get reprinted eventually because it's just so good. And then
Yeah.
this with Rook Egg and just Layla, like
Into every
Scout,
Yeah.
if you want to.
Oh yeah. But just in case if anyone doesn't know what Gwen does, is like it's your first time, like you recently got into the game, didn't play
Tap,
through Alice.
banish a Resonator, draw 2,
Yes.
discard 1 from hand.
Yes.
Is
And it
pretty
is
good.
important that you search first. Like
From-
if you're doing like a Rook Egg like effect, like something that'll trigger on Grave, for example.
Because you pay cost,
Yes.
and it puts itself on the
Yes.
chase.
And then you'll draw through Gwen.
Yeah.
Just important tidbit, the more you know.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I would also like to say that I'm so glad that card came back. I know it's stupid good, but like, man, I just needed to draw cards, and I actually want to come back later and discuss some things with Gwen and why she's bonkers as hell, and everybody should pick up a playset.
Oh yeah,
Right.
dude.
So let's start with the first new card. It is Siegfried, the Dragon Knight. He's a stranger. He's 2 white.
I've
He's
never
a
met him.
7/10 Paladin, which the first Paladin that comes to mind is actually Fario. Oddly enough.
I knew a paladin once. He robbed me.
Flying, he has Barrier Black, Barrier Red. It's two different abilities for some reason.
Don't know why.
Again, enter, destroy target rested resonator. So 2 cost 7/10 that flies. That's Barrier Red and Black. Seems pretty good.
Yeah.
Like, I honestly don't care if the enter I want the enter to go off, but it's not the biggest ordeal in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like, it's very much one of those things where it's
Also,
just like,
I just realized
to
he's
get
a
out.
2-drop 17.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Like,
He-
2 drop 7/10 that
he's
flies
huge.
is good.
And barrier.
Yeah, with barrier against like some
he
of the
really
best
is
removal.
giving me Paladin Faria vibes. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I
No,
missed
he
that card too.
he literally dodges almost every removal we have. He even dodges the 1-drop RFG, like something with 900
It's not
plus attack.
700.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not 900. He's at 7.
Yeah.
So good stuff.
Damn, it is good.
I mean, like simple text, simply good.
Also has flavor text, which we will go over at a later
Man,
point.
real quick on the flavor text. Those are some tiny ass words on
Yeah,
a lot
read
of
it all the
cards.
time. Man,
Y'all ain't played Yu-Gi-Oh yet?
I have played Yu-Gi-Oh.
I have
It's the
played
game
Yu-Gi-Oh.
where the text so small you just start reading the cards and you got to trust in your opponent that that they're using the card. Right.
oh no, that's a legitimate thing.
Oh, yeah.
There are times where people just like say like, this is what the card, like they're like, oh, what's that card do? And then your opponent tells you, and then you're like, I refuse to read it.
No, they'll only read you the relevant effect that's about to
Yeah.
trigger right now.
Yeah.
They don't read you the rest of it.
And then when they activate it, then you're like, it has that ability, and then you read it, but it's too late.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, who wants to do the next one?
All right. I guess I'll go ahead and look at White Wizard, Stranger. For 1 light, he is a 500, 700 wizard. Duh. A pretty good stats for 1 drop, and has Drain. Prevent all damage that be dealt to Resonaires with a +1/+1 counter on them by chance and abilities. And on enter, distribute 2 +1/+1 counters on up to 2 target J Resonaires you control. I'll be honest, guys. When I first saw him, I forgot to read him. I went straight to the flavor text. So that tells you
You're like,
what
cool flavor text, man.
Hold up. Let
So
me
that's
read
actually
this
my
for
first
you.
No,
one.
stop it.
So that's actually my first time reading those effects, and like, damn, that's pretty nutty. I gotta start bouncing stuff.
I kind of like it. I mean,
or
it's-
just insta destroying or RFG instead of damage.
yeah.
Well, it also says chance and abilities, so you can just stab them.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't really want machine stab this,
No.
but they're gonna play it because we have light vapors. Yay!
Yeah.
Why did you?
But
tell
it's a
me?
stranger, so it's like I could play machine.
Oh yeah, right. I mean, you could play
Thank
machine
you.
Faria.
Faria. I was about to
Stranger.
say machine Faria.
No, stop that. It's okay.
Is it worth getting rid of my maintenance and
It's-
stuff for a
It's
stranger
not-
deck?
Well, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Regardless if it's worth it or not, I'm here to tell you it's not worth it.
I'm gonna test that later.
God
It's
damn
gonna
it.
be good.
Yeah.
We're done.
Probably not,
So
but
the
maybe.
next card is a big one. It is a reprint. It is called Lancelot. It is regarded as probably the most well-known aggro card in the game.
When
Oh,
we
yeah.
talk speed, this was the founding member for
This
for all
brought
intents and
this brought
purposes.
back fucking Nom flashback to a lot of people.
This was a card when I got into the game. It was just starting to slightly move out of the meta, but it was always there. It wasn't it's no longer there meta changing. It was, watch out, he's gonna come.
Yeah.
So, I know people prefer the original Lancelot art, and I do like that art too. But this art has a very special place in my heart, and so I am kind of glad that they brought back this one because it brings me back to my Sylvia days when I first learned about what red does and how if you turn things sideways fast enough, your opponent can't react. You can just win the game in time to go get some food. So memories, I like that, and I also like how the cards in the starter deck aren't bordered.
Yeah.
That actually is kind of cool.
So,
So
I
would you
guess
like
it's
to
like
read the next card? Oh.
yeah, I will. Percival. Fascinated by the Holy Grail. Oh no, not the Holy Grail, but just by Holy Grail.
I guess they didn't want to make the text small on the name.
I just realized they didn't have the in the name.
Yeah, it's just like the other Percival.
That's so weird.
It is
I just
weird.
automatically auto-corrected in my head.
Yeah, that'll
Uh,
happen.
This is a new card with reprinted art of a Percival we already had.
Creative.
Creative.
So this is honestly going to be slightly confusing for whenever you're playing against a red-white deck.
Yes.
Because they could be playing the original Percival that has that art.
Yes.
And then they can also play the Percival with that art that's new.
So I have a quick question. And y'all know this better because y'all know about the series. So in Fate Apocrypha, you had red team versus
Black.
dang, missed a perfect opportunity.
Mhm.
So
But anyways, back to the Percival. 1 red, 2/2, Resonator, Knight of the Round Table. Enter. You may reveal the top 5 cards of your deck. You may put a Regalia or Fire Resonator with a cost 2 or less from among them into your hand. Put the rest to the bottom of the deck in any order. Banish this card. This card deals 200 damage to target player or J-Res.
it's Fanatical Firebrand without haste.
Yeah.
Also, you don't have to tap it to do the effect, so you could just
No.
go. You could wait a turn, swing, and then banish
Pop.
it.
Yeah.
So I think this card is a solid 4 out of 5.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Well, 5 out of 5 because I like the art, but
It's a 1-drop that gets you more aggro cards.
if it's a 1-drop that gets you Lancelot and or Shakti. Or you could just loop through Percivals until you get to Lancelot.
Kind of like the old days.
It's like, perk, that ain't it. Perk, that ain't it.
it.
Perk, there we go.
The good old days.
Oh, this
Yeah.
is great. Oh, one thing I do want to say real quick about Lancelot, why especially it was good as a 6'6" speedy boy / girl. If it was at 1,000 attack or more when it launched an attack, it dealt 700 damage to target resonator. That's good stuff. That's good stuff. I just wanted to point that out there. But
So we got Regulus, the king of Volcano. He's a stranger. He's
no
a
D.
2 red, 1 void, 1,000, 1,000.
That's a big boy.
He is a beast.
Really, he
He
is.
has built-in swiftness, and whenever this card is dealt damage, it deals that much damage to your opponent.
Hey,
So-
y'all remember Volga?
So
Okay.
Volga torching the timeline is back.
Yes. Or Volga Isis, man. Just Volga Isis.
Well, not ISIS. Well, not the ISIS ruler because
Yeah.
he's a stranger.
But
you
the
can play like
Isis
Gnarly.
gnarly.
Yeah, if you get like,
engine.
yeah, you can deal 16.
Or we just use Melgis's new sword art chant, the one that you pay life to do damage. I think that's specific.
Right,
Okay.
yeah.
I think that's
But-
specifically why they said do damage rather than minus.
Yeah. But I was really against a Volga reprint. But I'm kind of okay if it's in a stranger deck because it doesn't make it as consistent.
Mm-hmm.
Because the last thing I wanted was a Volga and an Isis deck.
Plus, it being in a stranger deck makes sure that ISIS can't grab it.
Yeah.
Or well, that would be unfortunate now, wouldn't
Yes.
it?
But I think I'm okay with this Volga-like effect.
Yeah. So next card? Yeah, Roderick.
Can't wait to play Berserk Dragon with King of Volcano out. I mean, we have Red Wizard Stranger. Costs 1 fire, 600 attack, 600 defense wizard. On enter, this card deals 600 damage to each resonator your opponent controls. I'm sorry. The first time I read this, I thought that said to target resonator. It does what?
No. To each
Are you just
resonator.
realizing this?
To each resonator?
I like it.
Yeah.
I
It's a
like
board
it.
wipe.
I pre-ordered my Melgus already, so. Lord, that's good.
I like it.
You got to hit it though, but that's
Yeah.
good. Damn, I ain't got nothing else to say about the card. If you hit it, you play it.
I like some of these new cards. They're simple cards, but they're
They
good.
just blow shit up. And what's cool is because they're in a stranger deck, they get away with increasing the power,
Yeah.
but also making it so that you don't just consistently go wham, wham, delito. At least not yet.
So next up is...
Command Tower.
Wait. Before we get to
Wait.
Command Tower, let's get the other stuff out.
Yeah. No. That's what I was going to
Oh,
say.
so
So Malekith's starter deck is going to have the Magic Stone of Scorch Bales, which is the original dual stone that we had, which is black-red, his colors. Then we also got Light Vapors, which is white-blue. And both these stones count for the Magic Stone typing of what they name.
It
So
says
commandments
treat
work
this
with
card
them.
as a something magic
So
stone
if you
and something
play, what's his name? What's the black and green?
black into green, onlooking vampire.
Onlooking Vampire, like with Scorch Bales, then it's now a black, red, that green.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
I guess so.
literally black red green.
It's weird. And now the new one is
That's getting all the buzz.
because it is a lot like Command Tower from Magic, but it's
Yeah.
Adiracti's Memoria. Special Magic Stone. With no will written on it.
Nope.
Weird, right? So it's tap, produce 1 will of any attribute shared with your J/ruler. So if you have your ruler out, it produces the same color, any 1 will of that color. So if it's a dual typing ruler, like Lenneth, it can produce white or red. If it's something like Hanzo, it can only produce green. Which makes this one of my favorite stones. And
I
I feel
love
like a
this
stone
stone.
we should always have.
I fucking love this stone so much.
So good because its power level is always based upon the ruler's
Yes.
run with. So if you never produce a ruler that's overly powerful with attributes, it's fine.
Yeah.
Like even with something like Big Daddy,
Yeah.
Alhamat, him with this, it's still black white.
Yeah.
There's no like plus side to it. He doesn't get all 5 because he can normally produce 5. It's just like he gets these 2, and he already had stones to do
Yeah.
that. So instead of playing
Like,
like
do
4
we-
and 4, he
Well,
plays
the
4,
plus
4 and
side
2.
is the consistency. But I don't want to talk about this card too much because I feel like we should
Oh,
get
yeah,
through the
right.
spoilers and then come back to this because I do
You're right.
have some things to say about this card and some things the community's been talking about with this card. And I actually think the card is okay, but we'll come back to that.
Yeah. One quick little thing. When I first saw this art, I nicknamed it Holy Water, and my opinion has not changed. It still looks like a liquid to me, so it will forever be called holy water to me. Now I just think of it as memorial liquid.
I just think of it as
Liquid
fucking
dreams.
command tower, man.
So I need you guys to hear me out as far as the art for this goes. What do you think it is? This is a liquid, well, clearly. But Ruler's Memorial is a crystallized version of the liquid inside of Ataraxia's
It's an
Memorial.
icy
They melt
stone.
it.
So, like, yeah, like basically they broke it, and since it was exposed to the air, it crystallized. This is my fanfic, by the way. This is none confirmed in lore, but like it
DeviantArt
crystallized,
fanfic.
and it's like, oh, it comes in, it produces any color at this point, you know. But hey, that's my way of connecting Ataraxia's Memorial with Ruler's Memorial,
Yeah,
so on and so forth.
So, next one. Oh, would
Okay.
you like to read this one?
I will. So we are now moving on to some blue. Undying the Spirit, Stranger. 1 blue, 1 void, 7/7. Resonator, Stranger, Spirit. You know, I don't understand why they have Stranger in its name and then Stranger in its typing.
So you don't forget that. I
So-
think it's legitimately
And the
just like,
border.
do not forget.
Do not forget.
Yeah, Sam, don't forget, this doesn't go on your main deck.
I had that in there for the past like week by accident.
Jesus
You've been
Christ.
cheating for a week.
No, it was our last game. I accidentally shuffled it in. 'cause
Okay,
we had
but
to leave.
anyways,
We'll get to this another
Resonator
day.
Spirit, Quick Cast Flying, Enter, return up to 3 target non-J Resonator non-Magic Stone entities to their owner's hands.
Okay,
When I first
I-
read this card,
He
I
didn't
thought
see-
it was fantastic.
Because he did not read the part where it said non-J/Resonator. He read it as non-J.
Really? Man, if this thing bounced Resonators...
So many people have been telling
oh
me how
my
amazing
God.
this thing is, and I just don't think.
It's
I think
not.
it's good because they can hit Regalia in
Yeah.
addition.
Now, are they saying that based off of thinking that it doesn't hit or it does?
I
hit
don't
resonate?
want-
No,
I don't wanna
People
put
just were like, "Oh, it's
Regalia
good,"
back in
and someone
hand.
else would be like, "It's good." Someone else would be like,
it's
"Oh yeah,
not.
it's very good," and I'm like, "What? I'm gonna bounce like 1 to 2 things."
Yeah.
Wait, this isn't meant for your opponent. You bounce your own Excalibur.
Oh, then you play...
Oh,
Oh
oh,
no, you do
Oh.
both.
oh, oh.
You're like imagine like playing against like an Isis that has like Caduceus. You go in, you're like bounce that back up to your hand, bounce my Excalibur, play my Excalibur triggers. You don't get triggers, I get triggers.
Yeah.
You're playing Isis.
But if like you're playing against a Melgus deck, you don't want to be bouncing their Regalia back.
I'll bounce it in response to them judgmenting.
Okay.
Ouch.
So they
could
don't
work.
get the swiftness.
Because this is a quick
That's
cast.
the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we figured out how the card works. It's a
Yeah.
little bit better now.
So moving on to the next one.
Not as amazing.
This is one of my favorite things. Because Whispers.
Whoa. Actually, let's get blue out of the way.
Fine, re-blue. Because I want to re-black.
Fine. We got Twin Swords of Water's Mercy, Stranger. Quick cast, 1 water, 600 attack and defense. Why am I reading all the 6/6 stuff today?
6.
She's a swordsman. I like her art. Quick cast. When enter, put target resonator on top of its owner's deck. Again, straightforward card. Does what it's supposed to. It's really legit. Now Sam can read his card.
Okay, so we have a 1 cost. Amon, the Demon Prince of Conspiracy. He's a stranger. He is indeed a demon and a stranger, both from his name. That's kind of weird. He is a 0/0, so you might be wondering how. How is he strong, Sam? And I have a cool.
Man, cards with 0/0 in their stats are weak as hell.
Just
They're
saying,
so
like,
weak.
anything with 0
Like,
is
look
usually
at all the
good.
bad machine cards that come in as 0/0.
As this card enters the field, pay any amount of life. This card enters the field with a +1/+1 counter on it for each 100 life paid this way. So if you want to, and you somehow pull this off, well, it's not actually impossible. You can go to turn 1, put yourself down to 1 life.
Yeah.
Do you want to?
No.
No.
Let's say I would want to. I'm just saying you could.
Finish reading the effects, Sam.
No, so sorry. I was about to say, like, wow, like, to anyone that doesn't know, like, that's really good for Lucifer.
Well, yeah, you just now
Yeah.
figured this out?
No. I'm just saying, like commenting. I was just thinking about something else. I'll mention later. Enter. Draw a card for each 700 life paid as this card enters the field.
This is really fucking good.
So we used to have a card named Whispers.
Whispers of the Abyss.
Which
or
was-
something
you
like
draw
that.
a
the one
card.
was it 500 per?
Yeah, 500. It also had the misprint
501?
501, and we're like, no, 5. It's just 5, guys. But yeah, so it's basically like Whispers, and it's good. Like
This is so good.
a lot of people used to go like for this one, I can see people just going for like 21.
Yeah.
Like you get this out fast, you go up to 21, and you hope that they don't have instant removal. And you can't really give anything swiftness right now, but like I'll figure that out later. And then you just draw 3 cards.
Yeah.
So one cost, pay 21. So there's a 21/21 that draws you 3 cards. Like I feel like that's great as a 1 cost.
This card, if you're running black, is an automatic 2 of.
You're thinking
in the
about this
stranger
wrong,
deck.
Sam. You actually wait till turn 3. What you do is you sit on quick cast Flame King Shout at the end of your opponent's turn.
no!
When you know they can't
Oh,
keep swinging.
you tapped out. Yeah. No, we need to get to that card first.
Is it in English?
Yes.
Yes,
Oh,
it
right,
is.
it is in English.
So,
Oh shit, I'm reading that one. This is good.
Wait. Do we have it in English?
I hope so. Oh my god, we don't have it in English.
What?
I'm trying
Never
to-
mind, guys. We'll have to talk about that card a different time.
Okay, so it's not in English. Okay.
Okay.
That's weird.
But this card is gonna be some spice, some straight spice.
Definitely. I'm definitely gonna be playing that.
Like if you could successfully get this off with a Lucifer, oh my god.
No, double Lucifer.
Just
Double
be careful
Lucifer.
how you do it against light because
Oh,
they
yeah.
have
Oh,
6
yeah.
different
Again-
ways of removing him
Yeah.
from the game.
You're like, okay, go to end phase. Like, no. In response to you exiting your main phase, RFG, you're Lucifer. No triggers for you.
No, that's why I said if you could get it off safely.
At the beginning of the end phase trigger. One of my favorite phases that like no one knows about.
Yeah.
So anyway, who wants to read Darkest Fire Dragon?
Let's see. Is there anything in here that I am pretty crazy about? I guess I'll go ahead and read Darkest Fire Dragon.
Okay.
So Darkest Fire Dragon is 1 fire, 1 dark, 1 void, 800 attack and defense dragon with flying. This card gains swiftness as long as you control Volga the Fire King. Oh, that's a prelude to something. Enter, destroy target damage resonator. If you do, put 2/1/1 counters on this card. So, I know we just said, obviously, he's good for Melgus. Divinity Rulers, they're running black. El Sandstormo. Darkest Fire Dragon. 10/10 Beat Stick.
10/10 Flying Beat Stick.
Flying
That
Beat Stick.
possibly can swing immediately.
Man, I'm just
got
gonna
it?
throw this shit in Mikage too.
You're just like, oh, Mikage support.
Yes,
More
yes.
Mikage support.
I'll probably never play it, but I'll just keep updating the deck with more shit that destroys stuff.
Oh, man.
So, and I like how, I realized something I want to point out. So someone asked, why is it that we got Darkest Fire Dragon, and then we also got Darkest Fire Little Dragon?
Yeah.
Or something like that. And I was just like, oh, Volga's in the stretch deck. We got
Wait.
his daughter, his
Yeah.
child, in the set. We have Darkest Fire Dragon.
I'm really
in the set.
curious because
in
if you
the stretch deck.
yeah,
Then we get its child in the set.
but no, it's
I
like
wonder if that means something.
Have you guys noticed the flavor text? It says the darkest fire loves blood and scars. Who the fuck is the darkest fire or what? Because something, if we want to really connect things to the Gil Lapis of the darkest fire, does that mean someone gifted it to him?
Have
Or-
you not made this connection before?
Yeah.
No,
like,
but
you pointed
now-
out, like Lapis, but like
No, like yeah,
we're saying like upon that.
yeah, because it mentions the darkest fire. So is it a
So
someone or is it a something?
Or is it like Lapis, or is it something that like Lapis finds, and he's just like, I'm gonna make you.
Maybe Darkest Fire is a concept? Because Rebel of Darkest Fires?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Interesting. Anyway, moving on. We have
And it is capitalized, too. That's
Bloody Break. Is a quick cast. 1 red, 1 darkness. It is a sword art, so very important. Destroy target J/Resonator. So
Jesus
null
Christ.
darkness. Get out of my way.
And I was
No.
just saying 2 weeks ago, man, I'm going to miss Null Darkness. That would have been great with the Melgus support. They're like, we got one better.
Jesus
So to
Christ.
continue, it's if this card was awakened, which it awakens for 1 red, choose a card from your strange deck at random and put it into your hand. So
This
it's a
card is
2
just
cost.
fucking good.
Yeah. So just like how Lenneth and
Faria.
Faria
Yeah.
have their stuff, which we'll get to. Like it's just it's a
It's-
2 cost kill J/Resonator.
You know
I
what
know.
I just noticed?
I would have played this if it was just kill a resonator.
You know what I just noticed? These cards that are like this with the Awakening Get a Stranger, it's them using their regalia. So like with Faria, it's her using an attack from Excalibur. With him, he's using Levitating, and with Lennis, she's using Caduceus. I think that's pretty cool flavor-wise.
Yeah, and then that makes sense of why they're getting their Stranger,
Yeah.
because he uses their Regalia.
And blood will quench thirst.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we jump back into Fate Grand Order real quick into Cuckoo.
Kahoolan.
I just call him Cuckoo, the hero of the far land, Stranger. 2 red, 1 black, 1,000, 1,000.
He big.
He's a big boy.
Mm-hmm.
Resonator, Stranger. Ooh, surprise.
And he's a hero.
And he's a hero.
But not a 5 here, guys.
No, he's not a 5 hero. But First Strike and Bane. That just sounds good.
That sounds familiar too.
Ice.
This card gains swiftness and precision as long as your life is 2,000 or less. Hold up. When this card attacks, when this card attacks, your opponent discards a card.
Not when he does damage.
No, it's just when this
he
dude
launches
attacks.
So if you let him get past initiating combat, you're about to chunk a card, homie.
This card is
Combat,
also good.
Yeah, swing, trigger. What? Trigger. That card in your hand, gone. Instant.
No,
I want out. I want out of here. I mean,
love this
they
card.
get to choose, but it's still value.
Yes.
So they have like 1 or 2 cards in hand.
It's a
It's a
discard.
nice bonus.
It's a reoccurring discard you don't have to waste a card to do.
And just think, if they have to use a card to deal with him, they just chunk 2 cards because of 1 swing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's going to be so much fun. I cannot wait to use that card.
And it's probably going to be pretty easy to put your life down to 2k or less with a lot of the spells
Well, let me refer you to this card called Amon, the Demon Prince of Conspiracy. All right, cool. I'm glad we
It
got
takes
this
me all of like
conversation.
1 mana to do it.
Yeah.
It's like, how much life am I at? 29?
And then we have that sword chant or
Man, wait
whatever.
till I start dropping Belials on people on turn. Energized Belial. Frick. All right, I don't like where this is going anymore.
Would you like to read this card?
Yeah!
I knew you would.
Oh boy, we got Volga the Fire King. He's still alive in the starter deck somehow, but he gets murked when we go into AO1.
Story.
So, 2 fire, 1 dark, 900 attack and defense with precision and swiftness. He's pretty much Hoel Pig
But-
Squadron.
But what's his race?
King.
King of the Fire.
He is the
Fire
king.
King. Ook.
Well, was the king until he got yeeted. When this card is put into a graveyard from the field, search your deck for a card named Levitain. Reveal it and put it into your hand. If your life is 2,000 or less, you may put it into the field instead. Basically, once you're at 2,000 life or less, and you start seeing Volgas, you're probably looking at impending lethal, whether it's from him
yeah.
or the impending Melgus flip.
Or from his daughter.
Or from his dog. The whole family is just here to fuck your day up.
See, I like some of the flavor text has been my favorite recently. Kid, if you can defeat me, I'll give you this sword. If I still can.
Yo, Volga is wild.
We know how that ended.
Volga
Wait.
is wild.
So, yeah. I was about to say who beat him, but yeah, it was Malgus. What am I
Yeah.
saying? Yeah.
Melgus killed him.
But like, just think about that. Volga was a real one up until the end. He looked Melgus dead in the face and said, "You know what, bro? If you can knock my ass out, you can have this sword. But you're gonna have to knock me out." He's a One Piece character. Look at him.
Yeah.
You're
Bro,
right,
he's
he
the
is.
one that killed Ace.
Don't even fucking joke about that, man. Fucking beat you with this, Mike.
Damn. That's nuts. Yo, he's a G.
So,
Next card.
yes.
I think I'll go over this one because I think Sam's gonna want to go over the little fairy that's soon to be here.
Vivian and
Ooh,
Alice.
Alice is an English
So
Yeah.
red one. I was about to say 1 red. 1 light, 1 blue. Sacred Wave Blade. Chant Sword Art. Quick cast. Remove target resonator or addition from game. Wow. If this card was awakened, choose a card from your stranger deck at random. Put it into your hand. Awakening.
No
1
cost
light.
restriction on the targets. That's nuts.
This
Also,
is
So,
so
Lennis,
good.
2 costs, had. I was about to say had more modes, but no, her 2 costs was just like dealing damage and gaining life. Malgus just straight up kills something.
Yeah.
Varius just goes RFG it.
Man, there's so much shit that RFGs.
so you have destruction, removal, and lifesteal. Like,
Yeah.
like draining.
Yeah. And what I like is like the different things that they can hit. Like Malgus can only hit J/resonators,
She can hit addition.
additions, and resonators, but not J
Yeah.
rollers. and then
Lenneth
Lenneth can hit.
J-Res or player.
Yes. So hers does less about straight up killing something like they do, but she has more targets.
Yeah.
So she can finish off games or like make sure you live, blah blah blah.
So their unique targets are Addition for Faria,
Face
What?
for
Face for Lenneth, and while Melgus doesn't have a special target,
He's going to ensure that
ensure J rule.
well,
Yeah.
actually, yeah, J Ruler.
a
Yeah.
ruler's not going to live on the board.
So
not with Melgus.
they're unique, and I like that. This is also top 5 favorite art from this
From
set.
Fate. Wait, I mean, wrong game. Wrong game. For now, from
Never forget this, as said by Faria.
So now we have Vivian.
She is so cute.
She is adorable. She is a fairy. She costs 1 light, 1 water. She's a 6/6, so decent stat line, right? Decent resonator typing, not really important. She is flying. She says, Knight of the Round Table's in your hand game quick cast. That right there just makes
That's
me love
good.
her. That right there just means like, hey, remember how like
Flash and Percival.
you know what
end of your
else?
turn, Percival, search, Percival, search, Percival, search. Dude,
Loki's
what are you doing?
ins-
Percival, search.
Hold on, Sam.
Second, Percival.
Loki's insight.
Yeah, he mentioned this earlier, and I was afraid. That's the only part that.
Board. Wait, he's like Loki's insight. In response, I kill my own Vivian.
In response, Banish Vivian, they're like, what? He's like, don't question it. So anyway, her other thing is she says, enter. Search your deck for a card named Avalon, Illusionary Home of Knights, and put it into the field. So honestly, an addition that sees no play because it is considered bad, but you get it for free.
Which makes it good.
Also, if you control that same edition, you can search your deck for a card named Excalibur instead, which means she can search out Excalibur and just toss it onto your board.
This card's good. Despite the fact that Avalon's like kind of bad, if you're playing only one of and two of, and you just don't see it in your hand, and you just go straight from deck to field, it's good.
Yeah, because you're basically like equivalently how I look at this resonator is I'm saying she's a 2-cost 6/6 flyer that gives most of my deck not swiftness, pseudo swiftness, but quick ass, which
And
is great
a plus 200 attack defense
Yes.
buff
Yes.
blanket.
for the rest of the game, pretty
Yep.
much.
And if you're gonna go out of your fucking way to destroy my addition rather than something else,
It's a bad addition, so you're gonna feel bad destroying it.
Yes.
I know that for a fact. Because if you look at that, and you're like, that is a
Well, it's
horrible.
a bad addition until you have 2 of them out and your Lancelots are always swinging 1,000. I mean,
Or when your Gawain is 7-11.
what am I
That
thinking?
buffs
Yeah, just have a
everything else.
Gawain and an Avalon out, and every Lancelot that comes down is ready for the smoke.
Yeah.
You don't want no beef. It is. Oh,
But this is good. Automatic 4 of, and like maybe 1 or 2 Avalons.
E.
And
Does anyone care if I read this again?
you know what? You could have the last card,
Thank
Sam.
you. Thank
Yeah.
you.
We'll
The
let you
spoiler
have it
man.
this
So
time.
this is Traveler in Wonderland. Does not have the name Alice. It is not Alice.
Never
Look
heard
around
of
the
this
room.
Nope.
It is Quick Cats. It is 2 light, 1 water, 8/8. She's a wanderer. Your J ruler gains barrier. That's just like owls.
I'm glad that doesn't work with Shao T.
Dude, that would be broken.
Yes.
She's a 20/20, and you also can't target her. Good luck.
GG.
Lancelot's the only thing that can kill her. The machine
Mecha
lance.
Lancelot.
Mecha Lance. Anyway, enter rest target J/Resonator, so that's helpful.
Yeah, I get. Yeah.
0 cost ability, which just says choose a race. Resonators you control gain the chosen race until end of turn. Play this ability only once per turn.
So I am now playing Machine Faria. I would just be like, I play. Everything's a machine. I play Lancelot, Mecha Lance, because everything's a machine. They all gain counters.
I'm going reverse. I'm playing machines. I'm going to add her, and I'm just going to add like stuff that buffs the Knights of the Round Table.
And y'all wonder why I aggro y'all the fuck down.
Pay 0. All of these are Knights of the Round Table. Okay, I have Avalon. Now my machines are +2/+2. Swing for like 20 in the air. Swing for 20 in the air.
Christ.
Okay, win.
And it's good because it says it gains the chosen race and not becomes the chosen race.
I was just thinking about that before we started this, and I was just like, I hope when we read this, it says gain. Because I was just like, I want to play the other Alice in this deck,
Yeah.
because she's also Knights of the Round Table.
So
So you can quick cast turn with Vivian. Wink, wink.
And she's in color.
as of recording this podcast, that's pretty much all the official English spoilers.
We're missing like a couple here and
Yeah.
there.
So, with that said, briefly, I just want to get my thoughts on like the starter decks real quick. I guess by extension, some of the new cards in Alice Origins. I know that we're getting a lot of recycled cards and a lot of recycled art, but damn man, this art looks cool when it's new.
It's so good. It's been like what 2-3 years since we've seen this art. I can't remember. It's been so long.
Man, like Faria's cards are so cute, and Melga's cards just look deadly as frick.
You know what I like that A1. So like the first set for Alice, it tells the current timeline that we're in, but the starter decks are the start of the timeline.
Yeah, it's like a year or two prior.
Yeah,
That's what it seems like.
because it's like you mentioned.
Maybe not even a year, maybe even like right
that-
before.
Yeah,
the
because
start.
it says from Volga that someone's challenging him. I wonder who that
And then
challenger
Melgus
is.
is like basically like just yeah. Melgus is the challenger.
Yeah.
I mean like I think on his ruler it says something about challenging or like he just won.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it says he just won. So that makes sense. So then Shakti is just like you just killed my father. So
Yeah.
it could be like a day
Yeah.
for all we know. It could be like 2 hours.
We don't know how fast dragons fly to deliver news. I don't know.
Wow.
But it's like
I just realized why all the strangers are Valhalla. And we made a joke about this a while back, but it's actually true. Set 2 of New Valhalla. What is name
Stranger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
of New Valhalla?
Mhm.
And then Magnus telling the whole story about how like memories from Valhalla are coming over.
yeah, because there's like a
Adaraki
huge
is
war or
literally
something.
getting invaded by like random people from Valhalla.
Yeah.
Just like how Valhalla was randomly invaded by people from
All
Earth.
because
From
one,
Korea.
all because Adam was like, "Hey, little girl, let's go to another world,"
Yeah.
And Ayu followed them
and that
somehow.
Because Ayu is half of Kaguya's soul.
Yeah.
But she was also supposed to be like
just
part Ragnarok.
Yeah.
So either Ayu had Ragnarok completely extracted and they deleted this dragon somehow, or
Nope.
that's actually still Ragnarok and
'Cause-
now it's a cute kawaii little were-rabbit just running around minding its own business.
Some of the new cards mention Ragnarok, like they were escaping from Ragnarok.
Well, they meant
yeah.
Ragnarok as the
From new
event.
yeah, the
We
new event
actually
Valhalla.
can't confirm whether or not the event and the dragon are connected.
They could be
Yeah,
because
they-
people fear the dragon as a world ender.
Yeah.
They could be, but also, like, there's arguments for both. But I feel like if he was part of that, we would have saw him in some way, shape, or form.
We did Lapis.
I'm talking about in New Valhalla
I know.
because we had
I
Neo
know.
Ragnarok.
Yeah.
I'm just so excited for Lapis to come back.
And also, these
gonna
starter
happen.
decks are freaking loaded, man.
Dude, they are.
They're
Like, I don't mind like half of them are reprints. The good cards are good.
Yeah,
Yeah, like it's not just like, oh yeah, here's some like okay reprints. It's like we got Lance, we got Gwen, we got Demon Flame, like all
good.
cards you will play. We guarantee you.
Yeah.
This is on table. They printed the best ones. The only one we're missing is Arthur.
Yes.
But then we just
but
got.
then we got a different Arthur, and he's also good.
Which hasn't been translated in English yet.
Oh yeah, I was about to say like we haven't covered that. All sad. It's really good.
Oh, yeah, it's
hopefully
so
we get to
good.
cover it next week.
And I hope to God we get our big boy our big boy Arthur. Fucking
No, that combo's too strong.
Arthur into Arthur. Oh my God. So good. Why not just have a 5k that I tap it, make it 2k defense? You have to attack into it. Defense from fire, darkness, can't be destroyed. Well, it's so good.
Let's save this for next time.
Okay,
so,
yeah.
so we can show
I'm
the
getting
card.
too excited.
Oh yeah. So let's move on to our next segment.
Let's see.
I guess do we want to mention who gave us this segment or who suggested it?
We should.
They didn't say we couldn't.
Okay.
So
So basically, Oscar from TCGScrubs
Hey,
reached
Oscar.
out to us.
Bye.
the camera's over here.
Did I say bye? Hi.
You're like, bye, Oscar, leave
Okay.
us.
I'm
That's
done 'cause
it.
I looked at the
Um,
screen and waited.
So he asked us to.
That's it, folks.
We watched their podcast and he wanted us to answer a couple questions. So I wrote down a
I
couple.
watched it briefly.
Yeah, I've watched it briefly. I plan to go and rewatch it. I like to watch the content. You should check it out. You should also check out all of our other videos. Plug. But anyway, so the first question is what cards should be banned? So we're thinking of since this current like New Frontier is about to be like rotating, like the only big thing is Worlds, which we'll talk about in a little bit. Let's focus on like what is to come. Such as like what cards, maybe not quite banned, but what cards do we think are subject to be looked at as the coming meta? Well, I start off Lancelot.
Fuck you, Sam.
Fuck that card. That card is so strong. Remove 10, you don't have abilities. Why is it removed from my J ruler? I want to be able to judgment and RG something.
You have
I
9
get
ways
one
and
answer.
back
Why y'all
to
scream,
fucking
"I'ma use the
RG.
restroom"?
My goddamn board. Like, I don't want to hear it. So we're back.
And I teleported here.
Yeah.
Right.
If you guys didn't
So-
notice, it was just a quick cut.
So where were we with this talk? So ban
Cards,
Oh, yeah.
So
bans,
Lancelot.
Lance, gotta
So-
go.
so-
No, fuck both of you guys.
So Lance is. I'm okay with this remove 3 ability. I think it's a little bit too strong even by itself. But the thing that I have the biggest problem with is the removing 10. The fact that it's a blanket ability that removes abilities. I don't like that.
I need
You
it,
can
though.
destroy my board. I don't care about that. It's the fact that I don't get abilities
But
for the
I
rest of the
need
turn.
it.
So you wipe my board. So anything that I had on the board can't swing unless they have swiftness. But then you wipe the abilities, so they don't have swiftness. Like there's just so much about them that.
I'd honestly say I would hit machines, but I actually wouldn't hit Lance. I would hit 2 cards.
I could probably see people hitting Arthur because
the ruler or the
the
But then you just force
Resonator.
people to play Loki.
Yeah, it would be if I had to ban other machines besides Lancelot, because I could kind of agree with the Lancelot ban,
Yeah.
even though I love machines. It'd be either Arthur or let's see, a mix between Gwen and Vivi.
I think Vivian is the like biggest thing because it's a turn 1 that can just
Snowball.
snowball so quickly.
Yeah.
Like your deck can't start removal till turn 3. You're pretty much already dead.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say that my 2. I have Vivian on my list. At first, I was gonna say Vivian and maintenance, but
Maintenance.
I
don't
now
agree
that you
with free
mentioned
cards.
Arthur, now that you mentioned Arthur, I'm actually gonna say Arthur maintenance.
Yeah.
And that's still a tough choice between Vivian. But the thing with Vivian is I actually don't mind her like stockpiling up counters. To some degree, it's still kind of sick. But with no will, you can generate 4 1/1 counters immediately.
Yeah. And that helps
yeah,
a lot.
I do agree with that just because there's a lot of times where like I'm gonna like, okay, I can kill this Vivian because it's only like a 6/6
yeah.
and I can deal 6 against it,
flip
right?
Maintenance.
And then you're just like maintenance, okay, it's an 8/8, and then this other thing that was like a 2/2 is now a 4/4. It's just like, well, now I'm gonna get hit for more, and I can't
Yeah.
kill this thing. It's
Well,
just-
like a maintenance
if
allows
that thing
me,
costs 1 void, I'd be okay with it.
yeah, it's like maintenance also allows me to do like dumb shit like, oh, you like if you're not paying attention to my runes, and all you see are like I'm short a few counters, I could just be maintenance. I now hit the required.
And then the fact that it
counters.
doesn't limit it to only your turn.
Yeah.
It's quick cast. Like there's just if it wasn't quick cast, I probably would be fine with it keeping it. But yeah, I think maintenance is really important to get out because it's just too consistent. It's just something that you will play in every game.
Mhm.
It gets you pretty much halfway there to a Lancelot minus
Yeah.
10.
a third
And
of
it
a
lets
way
you trade up
yeah.
so easily.
a third of a way to a Gwen.
Arthur, self-explanatory. He generates 6 1/1 counters. So that's crazy. Also, consider this: maintenance isn't actually 4 1/1 counters. If you're playing a deck like you're supposed to, it's 8 1/1 counters once you drop down Deus Ex. So if you get to a situation like I don't have any 1/1 counters on board to keep them alive, maintenance, move 4, make 8.
Yeah.
You would obviously want to
Have
make
like
more
one
than
more
that.
on the just have one on the board.
Yeah.
And that way it's a 10-10. So
Yeah.
as you turn on playing. Yeah. But the other I just lost my words. But yeah, and I also don't like the fact that Arthur can generate a nearly infinite amount of minus 10s.
Oh yeah. Once
you have
get,
double
like,
Arthur and a Lance.
it's,
And now you
it's
can
rough.
remove 10 at the beginning of the remove 10 whenever you want. They don't have abilities to end a turn.
Yeah.
You wipe their board. Goes to your turn. You draw, untap, ability triggers. You gain all of them back.
Yeah.
So like his -5 to draw a card is also really important. Because I hate the fact that every single time I try to kill a thing, you could just draw.
Oh yeah.
So it replaces itself.
Yeah.
I would say the reason I wouldn't ban Lancelot is if we take away Lancelot, what does the deck have going for it that would allow it to stay competitive in
It
this?
doesn't.
I don't think it'll stay competitive, but I don't think it's bad.
Like
I
wouldn't
think
call
it
a
goes
bad
from like
deck.
tier 1 to like tier 2,
Yeah.
but it is not lower than that. It's like tier
'Cause I think
1.75 to 2
how would it
because
beat
it's,
perfect Loki decks? How would it beat Isis? How would it beat Adam 5-color good stuff? It starts to get hard because really, honestly, the deck's only way to interact with its threats is through Lancelot. But the
I mean,
problem
it
with that
can
is
the cam a
Lancelot
lot, but
is one hell of a reset button.
I mean, besides the Atom, a lot of the things that you're mentioning do get hurt by Ardenite, the nitrogen
Erudite?
blade.
Yeah.
That
Erudite.
is true.
So they have counterplay.
not
It's
a
just
lot,
not Lance.
But now I
Right.
can't play Ardenite and Kiza's Call together.
You flip them.
Well, you can't do that because Key's Call is rotating.
Yeah.
Good.
Especially with the coming meta, they're gonna have white.
Yeah.
And I don't like you to have white. That's a way too good removal.
Blue, and
Yeah.
white.
Blue, green, white. Yeah, yeah.
The green, white, yeah. Green's not even that important. It's just the white right
it's
now.
just for Machina.
Yeah, Machina is the only thing that he wants to play.
I'm probably gonna kick Machina down to like 3, then to add more white.
How many are you running?
4.
Yeah, he knocked it up. Haha,
Frick.
that sounds fun.
Dude,
Okay.
Machina into Machina.
Yeah, you freaking savage.
Sam knows that.
But
I had Machina into Machina. I think you bounced a Machina and then you played another Machina.
Yeah, so I tripled
I'm
a Machina.
still angry at this.
And I'm like, I swing with my 0-2. I take it. Machina moves to game.
He moved like 50 counters, I think.
I think I moved like 50 something 1/1 counters.
so.
onto
He
a
one shot
Gwen.
me with like a Gwen or something.
so quick PSA before we move on because I think there's another color that needs to get hit. But before that, I just want to put up a quick PSA. If you're playing against machines, kill every single 1-drop you see. I don't care if it's a Vivi, Gwen, Donut Drone. I don't care if it's that freaking stick cane thing. Kill it.
And
Kill anything with a counter. Anything
Yeah.
at all.
Yes.
Everything.
Yes.
They play Machine Corpse. Kill it.
Yeah.
yeah.
They play a Lance in response to the enter. Kill it.
Yeah.
want
Lance
that
is
thing
only strong
gone.
when he sticks the field with counters on it.
Yes.
If he don't stick the field with counters on it,
And that's the biggest thing that I've been trying to do against WoW is like I can usually pull out a win, but I have to like insta kill the lance as soon
Yeah.
as it lands. It's just like a lance comes in, I'm like deal 6, RFG.
just buff his lance
Deal
so that
6.
way it's 900 more attack and you hit it with the 1-drop light spell.
But then
What am I gonna buff it
but,
with?
but no, it's like
I don't have rapid growth anymore.
you don't. But it's like it's so easy to avoid that card, the 1-drop RFG something with 900 more.
Because he can just remove like if he has 3
I can
counters, he
manipulate
can just
my
remove
counters.
3 counters and be like, okay, I'll destroy that thing.
Well, that's why we give it a blanket buff
Yeah.
and then kill it. But no, like if it's based off the buff on the counters, he's just like
Yeah. So what
Yeah.
other color do you think needs to be hit? I want
black.
Black?
Yes.
That was not the next color I was gonna go for. I agree.
yeah,
depending on the
I think
card.
we
What
all
card?
agree.
So at first, well, okay, so if we're are we under the pretense of before Alice Origins
No,
or
we're saying with everything that we know
Like
about
right
Alice
now?
Origins.
Yes.
Everything
So
about Alice
preemptive
Origins.
ban, pretty much.
okay,
Yeah,
so
like
including
going into this,
Yeah,
what are we going to
so
be looking
going
at?
into this, Layla needs to go. At first, I was going to say Alter. Alter is still strong, but Layla needs to go. Here's why. Reason I was going to say Alter at first was because, okay, Layla doesn't do a whole lot. She nets you a stone. Plus, without Alter, it's hard to sack her. But with Guinevere coming into play, we start to get into some problems. Guinevere herself is good, but she creates some very, how should I put this, a wild board states into play. So with Rook Egg, the whole sack to search and then draw stuff. But a Gwen being able to sack a Layla for a stone and still draw 2 and discard 1 in a deck that likes running off of the discard pile is pretty strong. Plus netting another stone is really strong. If we got rid of Alter and let her keep that, then we don't really solve the problem. They're still ramping through. They're still drawing cards. Now, they don't get to search. Fair. But with as many cards as they're running through, I don't think they'll need to search.
Yeah, because
anymore.
Gwen's gonna be drawing them too.
I don't know, but like Alter is a free search. Like it's not just like a search to hand. It's like search and shove it onto my board.
Yeah, I wouldn't say free, but it is
Yeah.
a superior search. And I agree. Alter, even if Alter stayed, it is still strong. But here's my caveat to that. If you're playing things like Gwen and Rook Egg and you still have the Alter in there, now the question is, are you going to sack Rook Egg to Gwen or sack it to Alter?
yeah.
Are you going to sack Gwen to
Yeah.
herself or sack it to Alter? Now you got to make some decisions on where you're putting your investment.
is the investing into a future creature better or getting cards right then and there better?
Now, of course, if you sack Egg to Alter, you're still going to search for
Oh,
a
yeah.
Fire Resonator, which, is still strong in of itself. But now you have to make a conscious decision of, do I go this way or that way instead of with Layla Alter as it is now? You just go sack, 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 yeet this. And then, like, a lot of decks that Adam was going, it's like sack once, go get Dark Alice, and then I just play colors. So that's why I would say Layla over Alter. If I could have my way, I'd just say get rid of them both. But if I had to keep one, I would bite the bullet and say Layla's got to go.
what would you guys
Sorry,
think
girl.
of Power being banned?
Who?
Power of Immortality.
If that got banned, I might be willing to let the other two stay. Might. Right.
So you can't constantly be just banishing.
Because
Yeah.
also consider Power of Immortality on the Rook Egg does not sound like something I want to be there to
Yeah.
see.
That just
Yeah,
sounds.
yeah, I can see power going
Yeah.
because it's one card that people have one of. So you
Oh
can still play
no,
everything
Power
else.
of Immortality on a perk. Percival.
Oh yeah.
Oh no.
Enter, Immortality,
Sack.
swing, sack 2, enter, get sack again for another 2.
Oh,
That's
Jesus
1,000
Christ.
damage, ain't it? If you swung with it, you pop 2 searches. Of course, you wouldn't do all that in the same turn.
Yeah.
but-
Yeah. No, but there's, I don't know, like, yeah, I can see like power getting hit and trying to see how that went. And then if it's still a problem, maybe allowing power to come back, but then banning Layla, yeah. Because I do think I prefer Alter staying over Layla, just because Alter allows a lot more like value, which is what I feel Black should be doing.
Yeah.
It's just like
Value through sacrifice.
value through sacrifice and value just like playing the game, long game. Like Black
Yeah.
should be the long game deck.
That should be the control.
where if it goes long game, it will always win you the game, which I like.
Yeah, I could agree with that.
So a lot of it is just like playing like Alter, and then as you play Resonators, as they try to kill yours and you're killing theirs, then you can just be sacking yours to get the value later on. So it's a control long game, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Next card, Isis.
Which one?
The ruler.
I want to ban the Resonator. People
That would have actually been
You.
pretty. That would have actually been like pretty crafty on Sam's end if he said the ruler, because it still does the same thing in a way. Because then you can't ramp with Isis. But then you also lose if you. Funny enough, if you ban a ruler, you also are banning her master rune. So, because you can't use it.
Change
But-
of plans. Sam now thinks of
But no, like
I can deal with the master room. Like
Yeah.
it's a little bit hard to work around, but I can do it.
Yeah.
No, my biggest thing is just I don't like how much mana Isis can create.
Red should not be able to ramp that fucking hard.
He
I
ramps
agree.
what is equivalently 5, and I mean literally 5 light heat rays. Sorry.
oh, I can make more than 5 light
Oh,
heat.
no.
No. I'm saying in one turn on like turn what, like 3?
Yeah.
Yeah, in turn 3 he made 5. So he went from 3 stones to 8.
And then
But
you-
remember, Sam,
then you
the
could
ga-
fucking sack those stones
With those
with gnarly to fucking blow shit
But also,
up.
here's another thing. The game we played earlier, you stopped me from killing you that turn, but I went from 0 moons to 9 moons in one turn because I hit 3 Golly Auras, 3 Desert Miners, a Surtur, and a Gnarlithotip Awakening with an Isis Enter.
and you
that-
could keep doing that because Isis let you
So
tap
with
those
that
fucking
said,
moons you were
I
making.
agree. The deck needs to be looked at, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say, don't ban Isis, ban Golly Aura. That card
Okay.
is nuts.
I could see that. I
That
could see
card-
that.
That card is nuts. Y'all can't tell me
It-
that card
Okay,
is not
so
gas.
I think this argument is the equivalent of like of the Lancelot. is like, yes, you could just kill the Lancelot and just neuter the deck, but you could ban something relevant to it. Just still keep it relevant.
Because at the same point, I agree with the Galliora. Like, I would wonder how the deck would be played without Galliora, because that's a really big part. Because it's removal and mana ramp.
I'm replacing it both in will and in hand, and I could play one from the rune area, and it never leaves my hand. So I always +1, and I always break even with my.
Another thing is, I want to see Gnarly not have the ramp from Isis, just so it has to slowly build up to be the 9 moon killer.
You should not be able to go from 0 to 9 in one turn.
Hey,
on turn 4.
Perfect Loki also shouldn't be able to just drop 10 cards into their discard pile and be able to neg a board for the rest of the game.
That is another card we can talk about. Black shouldn't have.
Harvesting season.
Yeah, harvesting season. Oh yeah, trust me, I know that card. My thing with harvesting season is it by itself is not bonkers. It's the cards that are used around it.
Yeah.
And I do feel that, like, the Scrubs mentioned it. They were saying how, the fact that you can go, like, turn 1 harvesting, turn 2 start wiping board.
Yeah.
And I'm
lucky.
like, yeah, I've never liked that. Even when I play it, it still just isn't great.
Like, even if you mill bad cards, it's still a -10 with the perfect Loki.
And it's just like the Lance where it stays the entire turn. So it's just like, before you even draw, place this thing down. So you have 0 cards in hand that I know you can hit me with, or you have 0 stones. So it's just like, I don't care. I'm just going to throw this down. You can get ender abilities off.
Yeah, but they're going to die.
They're going to die.
Another thing is, and this might not be optimal, but it's possible, is screw Planar, throw the Fenrir away, use your Energize, and just flip the perfect Loki and then mill 10 more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then go, answer her now.
Because if not, I'm playing for my fucking grave.
Yeah, where at least, like, if you had to Judgment for Perfect Loki to get the 10 cards into grave, I feel like that'd be slightly more fair, just because it requires more turns to get there. Instead of just being like, boom, I'm here. And Perfect Loki still answers Gnarly.
Yeah.
Really easily.
Because she only has 2 defense.
You just need 2 things in grave, and that's not hard enough.
Play literally 1.5
Layla,
cards.
altar, sack Layla to altar, get a stone, sack altar, get Dark Alice. Discover Dark Alice. I don't really care. You already have 4 things.
Yeah.
You have 4 things in there. It's like, congrats. Like, that's it. 3 will in like 2 turns.
Yeah.
Not hard.
But I think we've gone through blue, we've gone through red, we've gone through black.
Scream at green for some reason.
Ceiling Scroll.
Yeah.
I don't care if it only hits runes. It's just
it is
too
a
dominant.
Fucking cancel.
The moment you play against a Hanzo, when you're playing against a Hanzo, it's literally like saying, whatever your best rune is, or the most inconvenience to me, it doesn't exist in this game. Now, granted, they have to play a bit smart. They can't just dummy go, oh, does that cost the most? Cancel it. But if you play enough matchups, you'll know what runes to hit. Like, you'll know hitting a harvesting season might not be a bad idea. Hitting a Galliora might not be a bad idea.
Maybe hitting the scrapping build from a machine
might not be a bad idea. So, like, while it is, like, you need at least 20 IQ to play it, you don't need to be a rocket scientist to know, I should cancel that.
Yeah.
And it hits chant runes, too, because they're still runes. So even if your opponent goes, I'm going to play it for my hand, I think I can avoid this.
If Ceiling Scroll only hit pure runes, I'd be okay with it.
Yeah.
But the fact that, or if it had any mana cost to it, one void for all I care, but it just needs to have a cost. It's the fact that your opponent, like it's the fact that Hanzo can just tap out and go past and not be afraid of any rune.
Yeah.
And then he can flip and put it back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which doesn't happen a lot, but when it does,
I mean, it can't happen.
Yeah.
If the game goes on long enough and he's using Ceiling Scroll, and you see him flip, you're definitely in world of trouble.
Yeah, and especially with like a format that has like almost no cancels. So if he cancels something of yours, you probably can't cancel him back.
No.
Like there's no counterplay to that. It's just
gone.
I'm going to stop that, and you cannot stop me.
I have counterplay. It's called play a stranger deck. Forget that cat. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
But I actually think we hit every,
Well, we got
except
light
a
as
light
white.
card.
I don't think there's much of light I want to hit.
Um,
The only card that I've heard mentioned here and there is Dark Alice, but personally, I kind of it by itself, I feel like is not.
I feel like
horrible.
if you want to hit white, the
Hit
best way.
Adam,
I was
the
actually about to say the Atom
Yes.
Resonator. That would
that's
do
an
it.
enabler.
That enables a lot.
Because at least with like dark decks, like from our circuit series, we had Loki, which would
Yeah.
just like dump stuff in the grave. But at least I had to like play harvesting
Yeah.
to dump things in
And
the
then they
grave.
would have to get rid of
And
a
if you got
stone.
lucky, you didn't hit an altar, so you need an altar to get to grave. So
Yeah.
you needed an addition in grave, and also the fact that I feel like that deck uses Dark Alice the best because it can mana ramp, so banishing a stone isn't hard on it.
Yeah.
It hurts itself in the fact that you play Fallen Angel, the fiery vengeance, but you can't RFG it while Dark Alice is on the board. Which so I
Yeah.
feel like is very much you
That-
have to think about this.
Yeah.
And it is not oh, I'm just gonna slap down Dark Alice and I'm gonna put this in grave and I'm gonna RFG it to kill that thing. It's like no. Like you need to go, okay, I want to kill this thing with this, but I need Dark Alice to not be on the board.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of keeping my mana that's good, I'm actually gonna block this thing, let her die, so I don't take that damage, banish it or like RFG it from grave, to neg for
Yeah.
to kill something. And then next turn, I'm going to try and play another Dark Alice.
And it doesn't automatically kill like the Alice Atom decks either. The one that plays the
Yeah.
all race Alice or whatever.
Yeah.
Also, hold on. Wouldn't your line of play in this current, I almost said sandbox, that's a game term. In this current format, isn't your line of play against that deck is to like neg 10 the hell out of their board so they don't have access to those cards?
Yeah. I go, in response to your draw, are you tapped out? Yes, I'm minus 10.
Yes, and you don't have the mana you wanted. Your entire board is wiped. Your Alice is dead.
Yeah.
Because you
If
lost
you try
Eternal.
to. Yeah.
Like, so there's kind of play to that, but the fact that like Dark...
But Atom is the enabler to everything.
Yeah, I would say
it
yeah,
makes things
Atom.
too easy.
And then the fact that late game, he's a 2-mana 14/14 with Drain. Why?
See, I could get away with
Right, I forget he gets a cost reduction. How does he
Yeah.
get a cost reduction?
If you have 5 rooms
5
revealed.
runes.
Right,
And
I
you could
forget
just
that's
spam out
easy
the
to
runes.
get
So it's
cost
just
reduction.
a big help for rune decks, which is cool and all, but like, I guess that kind of brings us into another topic of like the meta we're predicting. So like, do we think? I guess the first question is: do we think that stranger decks can fight the
Divinities.
Divinity? If you guys are
Um,
okay with moving topics, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As of right now, like, it's not going to be like swinging out of the gate kind of takeover, but I think they're going to need to be fine tuned. Like,
Yeah.
people are going to have to experiment, so I think it may take a little bit. Maybe it may take a set or two of people like trying to really figure it out, but I think they will at some point.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is like, I know a lot of people like the command stone. That's what I'm calling it. I don't care what anyone says. But like these new rulers having 8 perfect will stones, I don't think that's enough to overpower a divinity
So,
ruler,
like-
because the divinity rulers will just have the normal dual stones, and if you know anything about Wanderer, those normal dual stones are enough.
So, like, what I was talking about, like, Roger earlier, and so we're doing with, like, what the Scrubs mentioned, because they, like, at least Colin and Joey were saying that the command tower, I guess
Yeah.
you're going to call it.
Ataraxia's Memoria, same thing.
Yeah. So, I'm just going to call it Memoria. It's the Memoria Stone. Basically, they were saying it was really overpowered. And personally, I don't think it is, just because
not.
it makes those rulers consistent in stone.
Yes.
So they can create the right will when it's needed. But
If you don't have a good
divinity
deck.
rulers have a great hand. They have a perfect 5-card hand always.
Wrong.
Yes.
10 card hand.
No, I mean 5-card hand to start. As in,
Yeah.
like, they always have the same 5 cards.
Okay.
Like,
The other 5 cards
like-
will just be
yeah,
random.
yeah, yeah. So like your deck is consistent.
Yes.
Because like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna reveal this rune. So the one card I need in my grave, I'm not just gonna search through my deck and put it there. Also,
Yeah.
this rune cost me like no mana.
I
Because
just somehow had to wait till turn 2 to play it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and it's just like so like turn 1 I'll just like play like a 1-drop, whatever. It's play Layla, pass. My turn. Yeah. Okay. Pitch this thing to grave. Pitch this thing to grave. RFG Satan. With my other one, Luck of Corruption. You.
Yeah.
It's like, wait, what? It's like that's too much for such a low will cost.
I don't know if the perfect mana is good enough to be in perfect hand.
Because like the biggest thing from like I've been testing on Lenneth, and I still need to like use the newer cards and like I mean like the really new cards. Because I'm just using proxies, but like against like Roderick's Ices, the rune deck is just getting, I think, just keeping up too well against strangers.
Yeah.
Like, strangers are hard to get into your hand or hard to get onto the board.
Especially since they're random.
And they're random, which is the biggest thing. Is the fact that I'm like, wow, it'd be really cool if I got this one card that I'm thinking of. Look at it, and I'm like, wow, this is literally the worst card I could get.
Like, you could have your entire stranger deck be filled with good strangers, but they're not going to be good in all scenarios.
Yeah. Like, if they have no board, and I play, like, and maybe I play with some, like I flip Malgus.
Yeah.
I'm like, Red Wizard. They don't have a board. It's just a 6/6. Wonderful. Great, I'm so happy. Like, it's cool, but, like, what? When it's just like, well, I'd rather have gotten something like...
Berserker Dragons?
A Stemma.
I don't know.
You know, like, a Stemma would be great to flip when they have no board. Because then you're like, okay, from now on, you have to banish something.
Yeah, so you have to at least be playing 2 things a turn.
Yeah. Or if they just have one big thing, then that's great. So it's not, you can't pick and choose.
I would also say that I'm actually glad. I like where strangers are right now in terms of their power level. I was worried that they were going to be so far behind that they would not see the light of day of play for the next 6 to 9 months. I'm glad they're not that. They look very fun and very good. Can they beat Divinity Rulers right now? No. And in a general sense, no. And that's also good. Because considering that if the starter decks plus first set was enough to keep up with an entire year's worth of content, that means the next 3 sets were about to be so fucking redonkulous that this game shatters and implodes on itself.
Yeah.
So I'm actually glad that their power level is, we see where this can go. They are really cool and really fun to play right now as is. They can't fight the current meta, but that's also like saying that the new intern can go up against the senior. You know, that shouldn't happen.
Divinities have a year of support.
Yeah. And Divinity, like you were saying, have half of their hand is 5 cards that they always start with, and the other half are random that they can mold for to get another 5. So technically, they see 15. A player running a Divinity Ruler can see 15 cards before making their first line of play. 5 are static, and then the other 10 are sift through.
I guess it's sort of like changed it, but like the fact that they can play a card that no other ruler can.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like that. Like, I agree with like restrictions, but like when it's a card that's just always in your hand, sometimes it's free cost, sometimes it costs 5. Either way, it's really good.
Yeah.
Like none of the rulers really got a bad master in.
No. Well,
Except for Scallop. Except for
Antimatter Cannon.
Antimatter Cannon. Not.
Antimatter Cannon
I don't like
is
that.
kind of bad. It's pretty bad.
But like Shimimi's is good. Hanzo's is good.
Fuji's is actually one of the best. It's just that he himself isn't good.
yeah.
But now with Genshi, he's better. No, I don't think he can be Isis though. And that's his. He has to be Isis to be able to play meta.
Yeah.
There's of course Isis is good. Adam's good. Brunhild. Blah 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 blah. Like all of them, except for Arthur's. But I was gonna mention something.
I do want to say one more thing since you mentioned Isis Master Rune. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I know I'm not gonna make a lot of people happy on the Facebook group whoever watches this. Stop running Spiral of Chaos in your rune deck. It is a horrible card to play in this format and only good in very specific situations. You will lose to good players. I promise you. Now back to what we were talking about. I just wanted to get it out there. I just wanted to get there. To every ISIS list I see, like 8 out of 10, spiral. And I'm like, sack and response. Oh, well, you still get rid of the target. Yeah, but now they're still at 3 life and they kill you next turn.
And you just wasted a rune.
Yeah,
nice job.
The thing that I was going to say was the fact that, like, taking a point of, like, these new rulers aren't going to have 8 of the same stone.
Yeah.
They're going to have probably 6. Because let's be fair,
You're going to
dual
be playing
stones
triple colors.
weren't for 2 colors.
No, you're
they were
playing
for
3.
You played 3, 4, sometimes 5 if you were crazy
Yes.
enough with dual stones.
Your colors would be like 6, 7, 6 or something.
I've seen some like what was that? I've seen some Big Daddy lists run like ridiculous stone combos. I swear I saw a Big Daddy list that was 4 of
dude.
his stone and then
No.
almost 1 of each.
No, that's how my Big
I
Daddy
could be
list
wrong,
was.
but I could've sworn
I
I seen
ran 12 stones. It was like 4 of the main Big Daddy stone, and like 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 2,
So
or something like that.
the funniest thing that I've seen, and I still love it, is you go Tree 2.0, and you never play 2 of the same stone. You play 1 of each of the dual stones. Then you play an additional like 4 to 5 other stones.
Bruce Ballista?
No. There's a Vingolf 1 card that says when it enters, reveal the top card of your stone deck. If you do not
fuck,
control
I
a
know.
stone of that same name,
Oh,
put it
what's
on
her
your
name?
board.
God,
It's,
I know who you're talking about.
Shakespeare? No.
No, it's not Shakespeare.
Nah. I'm going to go find it.
Yeah.
I'm going to go find it.
Oh,
'cause I know
but
exactly
yeah,
what card.
I know who you're talking about.
No, it's not. It's
Mozart?
It was
Mozart?
some
I think it was
famous
Mozart.
like
Musician.
void card. It's a void
Yeah.
card. I know
Okay,
that.
yeah.
But all I know is that it's insane.
It's so good. But anyways, it's like,
But
yeah,
like
we're gonna be seeing triple color.
like my idea like is going to try and run like America. Like let's just say like I'm going to run like America Lemeth.
Yeah.
I'm going to go 4 heat rays, 4 light vapors, 2 memoria.
Mhm.
I'm not going to play 4. Why? Why would I play 4?
Yeah.
I want blue. I want to make sure I get blue in a decent amount of time.
Yeah.
It's a splash color, so I put it later. And then because all of my stones produce white, I just play more white than red.
Mhm.
Like as long as my things cost more white than red, I'm fine.
Yeah.
Like if something costs 2 light, 1 red, it's like okay, well all I have to do is hit 1 of my redstones.
It
And I'm
is
playing-
Shakespeare.
Okay.
I was right. Ugh.
I remember seeing her now because she looks just like the girl from an anime. But
Any enemy.
Gossick, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like you're gonna see like a lot of like triple stuff, and I like the fact that these new rulers can play 3, sometimes 4 colors if you're like Lemon, and you really want to push the bubble, which I think is gonna be insane, but I think it's gonna be cool.
Some madman's gonna do it.
Yeah. And the other thing that I would say we also don't fully know is how the Stranger deck works.
Yeah.
Like,
I know the way we've been testing it is like before you do like a retreat, like get a stranger
you
card,
just shuffle.
you just shuffle, like let your opponent cut it if they want.
Yeah, because it always says random,
Yeah.
which I feel like if it was just a straight up like deck, it wouldn't say random.
Yeah.
It would just say pick up, like at the beginning of the game, you shuffle and you just get the top one.
Yeah.
Like whenever it says so. And also we don't know if it's gonna be color locked. Like some people think that's just gonna be like, well, it's color locked because of the stones you can play.
Yeah.
And other people say, well, it's color locked by the ruler. So I've been playing where it's by the ruler, so it has
that
to at
makes
least share a
sense.
color.
Yeah.
Doesn't make sense to me. And it kind of is the same thing as like runes. Because
Yeah.
I feel like although rune chance just got rid of that rule and then we just never went back to it.
Yeah.
I don't like that. But that's a whole nother discussion. So of course we can't comment on that. We can only presume things. But I think overall, Stranger decks have a chance, but they're not going to dominate by
No.
any means. Like there's a 0% chance that they would dominate. They
I
were going
could
to
see
say
like 1 or 2 topping, like if there's a top 8.
yeah, I can see like I think Lenneth is going
Well,
to be
in
the
their
best just
current
because
form, they're
Lenneth
not
seems to
gonna
have the ability to play 4 colors.
She reaches into
and the
the
more
best.
colors, the better.
Yeah.
Because I was just thinking about this as I was driving over here. You can play Perfect Loki. Why? I don't know.
Didn't I mention this earlier at LGS?
Maybe.
I know. I think Roderick did mention it at some point, but I can't remember.
I remember
when.
mentioning Perfect Loki. I don't remember mentioning why.
Yeah, I just like, yo, that'd be fucked if you just threw down a Perfect Loki in a Linux deck. Somebody'd be looking at you dumbstruck, and they're also probably going to like want to know your contact info so they can get in touch with you later. But like that's you can do that.
But I think that's pretty much our thoughts on.
One last thing. Snake is my favorite card.
God damn it, Sam.
That card is insanely fun and amazing.
You know what?
I went from I played him, gave him 8 counters in one turn. The next turn I gave him another 12 counters. I made him indestructible.
you
and I
know what,
started building the
Sam?
second one.
I have minus 10 counters from my
I hate
board.
you as the only card that can get rid of him when he's that big. It's the only card.
Wow. Oh, but before we do go, I just want to go back to Command Tower
Yeah.
Adiractors
Yeah.
Memorial real quick. And the community is pretty worried about that card. I don't think it's going to be a threat.
It's not.
Because the Divinity rules can't run it.
Yeah.
Well,
Why
it's
would
not
they?
just that, but consider this. And I've heard some people saying like it gives like these these stranger rulers perfect access to their color, and that the reason that these color differentials existed was to prevent stuff like this. Here's my rebuttal to that. Could you honestly see Melgus being strong enough to even be a consideration for a fun deck if you were worried about even being able to play your Shakti on turn 2 when your average turn to play her ends up being 4 or 5? Sure, you get Scorch Bales, but if your other 6 stones are like 3 fire and 3 darkness, and then you brick on your stone color, then you can't even honestly play your deck, let alone the starter deck. Do you think that's fun for like new players to do? Probably not. So they have 8 of the stones they need to be able to do within their own color. Now, again, take Shakti, 4 Scorched Bells, and 4 Adiractors Memoria, throw them in Faria for whatever, God knows, whatever reason, and bam, you now have a very inconsistent pile of trash. Why? Because that stone only helped you in its intended atmosphere. Once you start trying to take these stones and these decks out of their intended atmosphere, you're going to run into more problems than what you're seeing with the rose-tinted glasses. So, no, it's not going to be a problem. If anything, it just makes these decks even smoother, which I'm all for smooth decks. I just don't like 5-color good stuff.
Yeah, just think about it. We could have gotten Ruler's Memorial again.
Just think about it. I don't want to.
I am happy with these new rulers getting perfect.
Even though
dual
Ruler's
colors.
Memorial be kind of interested in this format.
Rules Memorial would be horrible in this format.
Yeah.
Let's just be honest.
But-
because like if you turn 1 it out, great, I can't play it. Turn 2, still can't play it.
I just don't want
Regalia.
the thought of a ruler easily tapping into 5 colors. Even if they have to wait a turn.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I would rather
So-
not have it.
Yeah.
Sure. My biggest statement about the Memorial Stone is just the sheer fact that it is only good as the colors of your ruler.
Yes.
Because in honesty, your J really doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Like especially in this format, it's gonna last like 1 turn max.
Oh yeah, dude. If you're going
Max.
against like a black
If
deck,
you ain't got barrier, you flip.
you're
dead.
done.
Nothing has barrier. Nothing.
ISIS.
Bring back Gale. No, I'm just-
Isis can game barrier, yes.
Yes, and if you think I wouldn't swap out my room deck to put in Flame Enchant, you're mistaken.
Anyway, so like the biggest thing is like some people are like, well, like it's such a consistent stone. It's like, but it doesn't help the divinity rulers. The divinity rulers need stones
Yeah.
that are their typing. Like Hanzo, he's not gonna play this. He has to
No.
play like green stones.
and they
Or-
have to be green stones or they're calico cats or whatever.
or
will
dual
work.
stones. You know,
Yeah.
or he has to be like playing dual stones because they don't
They count.
they don't
as-
play the right colors because reasons. But I feel like it's a very fair stone. And I feel like it's a stone that we should always have around because if we always have monocolors rulers,
Then it's not that great.
then it doesn't do anything for a format and you can run it and it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like whatever. If we have a format where we have a couple, like right now, of dual color rulers, then it helps them and helps no one else.
And this is a
but they're already pretty consistent.
yeah, and this is a safe stone they could reprint in every starter deck that comes with a new dual ruler.
Because like think about it like Alice. Dark Alice can just color fix like that.
Yeah.
It can happen so quickly. Me having perfect mana always and you having to set up, I can only play 2 to 3 colors. You get 5 colors.
Yeah.
But yours costs more setup. And that's a really good trade-off. She has other abilities that are really good. But the color fixing is the biggest thing.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's a good trade-off of like having like Dark Alice compared to like perfect mana or in its natural habitat.
Yeah.
But it's only like 3 colors, 4 colors if you're really crazy, and I'm probably gonna do it because I really want to get Shakti off and go like play the new Sword Art and then just be like RG that thing and RG that thing.
Yeah.
But that's just me. You know. But yeah, otherwise I think this format should be fun. I'm interested to see if I can build a good Stranger deck. No idea if it's possible.
Yeah.
Now let's move on to the final question. What do we expect in Worlds meta? So this is taking a step back to New Frontiers as it currently is.
Yeah.
What do we expect? So
Good stuff.
good stuff. Yes.
The
yes.
good stuff decks.
So top 8, the rulers I expect is Isis, Adam.
Hanzo.
Actually, I predict less Adam
I see
and more Loki. Personally,
Okay.
I think Adam's still good. I think Adam has a chance, but I don't know if I'm going to see him in top 8. And Arthur.
Yeah.
I think Arthur Machines is still very strong.
I could see 1 to 2 Isis, 1 to 2 Arthurs, and then the rest could be like a mishmash of like the Lokis, the Adams, because they essentially all play good thing decks. It's just like
I think
like there's a variance between them, obviously, because Adam has Adam.
The only ruler I do expect that's not Divinity is IU. IU is a
I
scary
swear to
thing.
God, there's gonna be probably one IU
There's
player.
gonna be an IU, a Keurig, and a Gil.
And they're all 3 going to make top 8. No, I'm kidding.
And I am going to scream.
But not like
I think IU is the only rare cluster ruler that has a chance. Well, the other ones have a chance, but I don't think it's good enough.
no
like,
that
like especially like watching like Rhodes Guild and like and seeing other people talk about the current meta for Worlds. A lot of them are just instantly just saying like Divinity rulers. How does this fit in a Divinity ruler deck, and how does it go against a Divinity?
and I just
ruler?
simply think people don't have enough room in their side deck for an IU matchup.
I don't know, man. Like I think like if I was going Worlds, probably at least like 5 of my cards would be like anti-IU. Like instantly, just be like, I'm ready to like kill an IU.
Dang, y'all got to run IU counters. I just throw out enough moons so I can keep killing her on inner. That's
But can
honestly,
you get out moons faster than IU can get out IU?
Bet. Absolutely. We just let me
I
refer
think-
back
I
to the
think-
card that I just said needs to go. Godly Aura.
I think it would be a coin flip kind of thing, like a 50-50.
Oh yeah,
It's
I
like-
do still need cards in hand.
The only other ruler that I see is possibly having a chance against IU is like Arthur, but then that's only if you can get off Lance's ability.
Yeah.
You don't think Perfect Loki has a chance?
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah, dude, perfectly.
Yeah, perfect Loki. But that's for other reasons. But yeah, you're right. So I think like a lot of the different rulers have a okay matchup. It's just like none of them have a great matchup.
Yeah,
Against
like,
it. So I can
can't-
see people playing IU just to be like, hey, did you prepare against IU? No, beat you. So it's Worlds, so there's really good players.
Yeah.
There's
There's
also
no doubt.
like a lot of people haven't played against IU, so they might even have counters in their deck, but they might not realize it.
Because then again, there's not a lot of really good IU players
Yeah,
out there.
there's Daniel,
Lars.
there's Sam plays IU, but I don't know if he's gonna. I don't think he's gonna be
You
playing.
play
today.
IU?
Another Sam.
Another Sam,
Oh.
another American Sam, because all
Oh.
Sams are brotherhood.
And I think there's one other person.
There's like one
in,
guy from like
like
was it-
north, like in the northern part of America.
I
Can't
thought it was
remember.
more of I think it was Europe has one that's not Lars. Where's it, Australia? I don't know. There's probably like anyone can learn IU and play IU, but I feel like there's like currently like at max 10.
Yeah.
I don't know how many are gonna be going. But yeah, besides that, I just don't really see any of the other rare. Like Pandora's not gonna make it.
No.
Yo, if I saw Pandora at top 8 Worlds,
No. If
I would stop running red for a year.
Okay, so Worlds competitors. I need one person to play Pandora. I need everyone to concede to it so I can make sure this man never plays red.
Goodbye, Isis.
I am serious. If I saw that, that means I have not reached peak performance in this game yet. Not even close. And I'm going to Hermit for a year. Train in the true ways of Pandora. Come back and obliterate the entire world.
Nah, dude. I want to see a Gil deck, dude. I love Gil. But it's like, it's going to be one of those decks I know it's not
Here
going to
comes
make it.
JPK with that guild list that somehow beats all the Valhalla rules.
Yeah, I can see Gil possibly.
It would take
Kirik
a really
would
good
get
pilot.
it if Isis didn't exist. Like Isis is just a superior red.
Well,
ruler.
he has a card to deal with that if he gets it in hand.
Which one?
Pathway part.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Yeet 9 moons, bounce.
That's
My
why you just
turn,
don't
burn
ever
me.
eat 9 moons. Like I
But
honestly,
you need to kill him by turn 3.
No. You just have Isis. You just have Isis and Arlie on the board.
Uh-huh.
And as soon as he starts to play things, you just kill it. You can free kill things.
Yes, but you're missing the part, Sam, where Kira can burn you out without a board. Haven't you heard of like rapid firing those high speeds and
Oh no, I've lived through that, but I still feel like Isis has ways around it. Hell, you could put a life gain in your side, and there's nothing to stop the
Yeah.
life gain yet.
There's
Well,
just...
light game cards catch you, huh? other than Spirit of Valkyrie.
There's so much shit that
So
could happen.
Valkyrie, if you truly want to, you could go like Whispers. You can run Dispel. In your no, sorry. Dispel is rune only.
If I could run Dispel, I'd be running Karmic, and if I can run Karmic, then we would have a problem.
Karmic Volga.
No, Karmic Gnarl. Throw.
Sorry. Karmic whatever the new guy is. The stranger.
Oh, Dragon.
But you can't run them in the same deck.
No, is it? No. Oh, Regulus.
Yeah, but sadly,
Yeah.
can't run them in the same deck.
Yeah.
Yay, balance.
But
But still, like
the meta's open, man.
the meta's fair.
Like not open, but
My problem is the meta is
It's more
open by
than it was
rulers,
before.
but it's not really designed in a sense. Like
Yeah.
it's not like 50% of the rulers are going to be from this set, 50% of the rulers, or I mean this cluster, and
Yeah.
50% from this cluster. Like almost everyone's predicting it's just going to be Divinity rulers.
yeah. With like
That's
the
my
one
problem with Divinity
IU.
rulers. It's just a bunch of just the same stuff.
Yeah.
'Cause, like
Divinity Rulers 2 years in
Hanzo
a row, boys.
And IU.
and Loki are pretty much run exactly the same.
yeah.
They have ever so slight differences.
Who in Loki?
Hanzo.
Oh, I thought you said Isis and Loki. I was
I'll
about
say
to say,
fucking-
what's your list, bro?
It's
I'll
like
hook you up.
Hanzo lists and Loki lists are kind of the same, but also like the other variant of Hanzo and Adam lists are pretty much the same.
Yeah. And then you have machines, which Loki will sometimes run, and then you have Isis, which is the only like red deck.
Yeah.
So you really have
3. And then
you have like 4 decks
Yeah.
because you have machines, Isis,
And
black good stuff,
white good
5 color good
Yeah.
stuff.
we're up from the 1 to 2 that we had before. So net
Like
positive
it's
so
it's
far.
better, but my
And the
problem
one-
is more of a personal thing, less with the meta, and more about just I don't like Divinity Rulers because there's nothing special. Like their colors, that's it.
Like I'm hyped to go back to a format where I could be like, I judgment.
Judgmenting feels good. You get different abilities.
Yeah.
Like Varia and Malgus have the same enter, but they have very different gods arts.
Mm-hmm.
Malgus is all about just like killing something of yours, drawing cards, and then getting out a big body.
Yeah.
Alfarius is like I'm gonna protect myself.
I thought he
and
said banish
hurt
one
you.
of your own resonators.
Yeah.
That's what I said. Like kill self.
Oh.
Kill banish resonators. Is what I meant. It was in here. It was in my head. I know what I meant. Yeah. But then like Alfarius is like I'm gonna buff myself. And I'm gonna gain Eternal, and what's the other keyword she gains? It's not barrier,
attack?
is it?
Precision?
I thought was it
First
precision?
strike?
No, she has built-in precision. I thought
No, it's,
Oh,
she
oh.
gets big. She gets barrier.
it is barrier.
Okay, yeah.
Because
Yeah,
I knew it was
barrier.
Eternal.
Drain Eternal.
Drain Eternal.
She has precision.
She has precision. Okay, yeah. So
Okay.
it's Drain Eternal, but then you can also play Lundness for Galia, for America.
Yes.
So that we get 2 counts of Drain. But yeah, so like I like the fact that their gods arts are different. Like
Yeah.
Lundness is like it's more calculated because you add it to your hand, and then if you have like 2 or 3 strangers in your hand, then you pick the best one for the time.
Mhm.
Faris is I'm going to protect myself while trying to hit you and try and win this game. Malgus is like I'm going to just go balls to the wall. I'm going to yeet one of my own things. I'm going to draw some cards to get some value, and I'm just going to grab a random Valhalla person and just shove them onto my board and say, fight me.
It could be good, it could be bad, but it's gonna fucking fight.
Yeah. And that's what I like. I like whenever there's differences. But when you look at like Divinity Rulers, the front is exactly the same except for the attribute
Yeah.
and the judgment cost. You flip, you get an enter most of the time. That's it.
And they're not even great enters that make it
Like,
worth it.
Adam
lot.
is the only one that feels like semi-special,
Yeah,
but
'cause-
his stats aren't great,
No.
which is really bad.
It's like Lucifer, you never want to flip Lucifer, really.
Let's see, unique backsides would be like Adam, Isis.
Like Isis is probably the most unique because she could just do.
Shimimi
different-
is sort of unique because it's not just an enter. Like
Lich is kind of cool on his backside.
oh yeah, true.
But yeah, Lich, Chimimi. You pretty much have one of each color. Okay, Loki is cool on their backside.
Loki would be cool if we actually had cards to go along
Yeah.
with it.
Yeah. What happened to that?
They yeeted the idea and then they give us a new Javeler. Literally, what happened? They're like second set like mill, third set
it was like
like
it started with,
Mana Rant Mill.
Awakening, did it?
and then they were like, wait a second,
This ain't working.
we forgot about awakenings. Yeet Awakenings, we're giving them a new jailer, guys. MILF. And everyone's just like, okay, fine.
Yeah.
We're not going to stop you. Like, besides that, I don't know. Like, Worlds is going to be fun to watch. I'm definitely going to be watching a lot of
Yeah.
it, but I just don't really see much upsets. I mean, it'd be nice to, like, see, like, a random, like, Rhea ruler just jump in there.
Yeah. That's not IU.
Go
Yeah.
Shayla.
Shayla could do it, possibly.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of anyone else that could possibly do it.
Shayla running a perfect Loki in her deck.
Yeah.
Hey, I got some things to go think about tonight. I can't wait to see y'all on Thursday.
No.
The last Thursday.
The last Thursday is going to be spicy.
And then pre-release.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's so many people that have had pre-releases. Italy had them, and there's I forget where the person was, but someone else was having pre-release this weekend, according to the Discord. What was our pre-release? I just want my
Let's
cards.
just have it early.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Let's just go to LGS
Let's-
right now and crack open the boxes.
What?
Oh yeah,
Is
and then
that-
we have a case opening in a week from Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all ready for Ghetto Recording episode number 2?
Yeah. 3 fucking cases.
3 cases plus,
Yeah. We might be doing more than 3 cases. We don't know yet.
because it's case from our friend Bill. We got a case from Kevin and me, like combined.
Yeah.
We have 3 boxes from Roger.
Well, 3 for me and then 2 for Frankie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I don't know if Frankie's gonna be there to open it.
Okay. That is true.
Yeah.
He
So
should be.
we have 3.5 basically.
That's a lot of fucking boxes.
Yeah. So it's gonna be fun, guys. Let's hope we all pull really well because like the math is not on our side.
I'm gonna be real mad. But anyways, if you
should-
guys heard that
you
beeping sound,
I
that
had
means
it.
it should probably be time that we say our goodbyes. Because I also have not been keeping time.
Good job.
Fair enough.
I have no idea how long we've been going.
But the
either.
camera's about to die.
Yeah. So I guess thank you for joining us. Hopefully you guys had a wonderful time listening to us.
For rambling on for God knows how long.
Yeah.
Hello again, Oscar. We're happy to have talked with you. And
Ish.
see you next week.
All right.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
And stay safe. It's wild out there in them stranger parts. Them stranger dangers.